right now. I'd like to welcome you to the Rant Network. It's a podcast typically hosted by David Solomon and myself, Stuart Brisgell. But David is yet still away enjoying his long-deserved vacation. In fact, I don't remember the last time he had a vacation. But he gets back. We're going to hear all about it. This podcast is dedicated to give a platform on opinions, thoughts, experiences, ideas, and hear from a variety of perspectives. And yes, we constantly challenge those that have opposing views to come on. We'd love to talk to you. But most people don't. As we dive into the latest news, pop culture, and so much more, rants, absurdity, modern life, and deeper discussions affecting society today. And today I want you to sit back and relax because this is one of those monologues. You know, recently we've been talking about what's going on in America, Western world, Canada. And, you know, in the United States, I guess it's a little easier to follow because more people follow it. It's not any less or more important than Canadian politics or European politics. And trust me, they're very colorful. This monologue is based off of examining why progressive Democrat positions might be out of touch. And I think it's something that we all struggle with. In recent years, the United States Democratic Party has seen a surge in progressive advocacy, policy, bold changes. While these positions seem to stem from a desire of creating a more equitable society, it's important to critically assess whether some of these proposals are truly out of touch with reality. That doesn't make them any more important or passionate, that shouldn't resonate with you and me and everyone. But let's be honest, this is not a world that's forgiving. And I'm just sorry, that's just sort of my optics of this. You know, we get better every single year. Every generation is one step better than the next. But do I think that we're going to get to a utopia anytime soon? No, I don't. Well, let's now break down a couple of these sections. Universal health care funding. The progressive Democrats, which actually it began before the word progressive Democrats even came up. You know, Hillary Clinton, as the first lady, wanted to be a champion of health care. And before Hillary Clinton, there are many others that tried to balance the healthcare advocacy. But, you know, the idea of universal healthcare means to ensure everyone has access to the equal quality of care. However, proposals for funding such programs, like taxing the wealthy exorbitantly, have other unintended consequences. And prioritizing healthcare is vital. So taking these funds, this method can potentially stifle all economic growth, discourage anyone from wanting to get a job or be an entrepreneur or be successful. You know, and success typically allows people like Warren Buffett to be very, very philanthropic. He gave his money away not once, but twice. Yes, he got a huge fat tax write-off for doing so. So does Bill Gates. So does Jeff Bezos. So does every single American. And I guess maybe that's the tax system that allows rich people for giving freely to charities that they believe in. Not what you believe in, what they believe in. So if they want to support wildlife, they can. If they want to be conservationists, they can. If they want to be battered women, cancer research, heart and stroke, gold star families, they can. But what this is for these proposals that are coming for universal health care, it's removing any of their choices. Now, I don't know about you, but it's no different than me deciding where you live, what car you drive, what you wear, how you keep your hair, if you have hair, if you wear glasses, if you don't, if you can see the doctor, if you can't, all the while trying to remain a democratic society. I don't understand. I want universal health care, but what are all these other loaded things you're giving, Stuart? Well, these are the consequences of those actions. That might be even worse than that. So again, we all want universal health care. It would be great. Find me doctors that work for less money. Find me hospitals that have less equipped facilities. I don't know, kind of sounds like Canada 1995, where they didn't have an MRI in a zip code, where we had 30. So there are consequences to all of this, and we got to find a democratic balance. Another major topic that the progressives are trying to push is this Green New Deal. We've had speakers on that tout electric cars. We talk about electric grids. People that talk about Teslas. Well, now they hate Tesla because they don't like his political opinions. But you've got hydrogen cars, electric cars, hybrid cars, solar cars. The whole Green New Deal is about controlling flatulence of cows and changing their habits by genetically altering them. Well, that would then argue the greenists that want purist non-GMOs. So again, this Green New Deal addressing climate change, it's imperative. Okay, I agree. I talked about washing machines last week, from 40 gallons to 20 gallons. That's a major improvement. However, the aggressive timeline to complete these, like war on fossil fuels, is just unrealistic. Not only can't our economy can't take it, the infrastructure can't take it. The disruption of loss of and shortages of energy would be a less of a burden if we migrated there. Because I don't think anyone argues that this is something that we need to look at. It's a more pragmatic approach, involves setting achievable milestones. And the milestones aren't just you and me. It's all those other people like China, India, Pakistan, to name just 3. Russia, there's 4. So how in the world can we, it's kind of like the kid, your kid's telling you, yeah, I'm going to get all A's this year, Dad. Yep. How many of us heard that? I'm going to do all my homework, Dad. Yep. How many of us heard that? I'm going to be home on time, Dad. How many people heard that? Now, David's got 3 grown adults. I guess he can comment on that later, but I think that's another thing. And the third that I want to talk about is immigration and policing. Yep. Progressive Democrats advocate for a comprehensive immigration reform and funds from the police department to support social justice programs. Where these ideas have valid concerns at the core, their presentation can be rather problematic. Advocating for open borders without adequate security could raise national security concerns. Defunding police without a clear path for maintaining public safety could leave the communities that are probably most at risk more at risk. And again, we need to have a balanced approach. If you're an immigrant showing up at a Canadian border, turned around and sent back or sent to the first country you got to, hey man, all these people rushing the southern border, they're all coming from Mexico. Our laws state that the first safe country they got to was Mexico. They have to stay in Mexico. That's just the way the law is. And why should we not have laws? I have a friend who has kids who live in New York. His kids play soccer. They're right now converting their soccer field to create tents for migrants. I don't know about you, but do you want your kids' soccer fields turned into migrant shelters? Because we're allowing things to happen that aren't within our laws? You and I, whether you're in this country or any other country, are paying for all of these problems. And they are massive. They're not fleeting war-torn countries like Croatia was years ago, Serbia. How about the modern Ukraine? These are people who are just trying to get to the United States because we seem to be the beacon of hope in the world where people can actually be a success, and a 250-year history of allowing such things. In fact, I am most angered with everyone on the squad. These progressive elitists that have millions of dollars in the bank as public servants don't care about you and me. They care about themselves. And they've always cared about themselves. They're asking you to take immigrants into your home if you have an extra room. I don't see them opening up their wallets or their homes. All right, guys, progressive Democrats bring important issues to forefronts. I agree. But the discourse in methods in which they're doing so isn't working. It's critical to recognize the complexities of governing a diverse country with diverse issues and balance them with pragmatism. Finding common ground isn't my way or the highway, which seems to be the Democratic philosophy across all boards. In fact, it's a political problem affecting everyone today. I had to take a drink. That's all for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in and listening to the Rant Network. We hope you've enjoyed this conversation, gained some valuable insight, maybe even got you to write us something. Love to read it. We appreciate your support. Hope you'll join in next time for another thought-provoking conversation. I challenge you every Monday, Wednesday, Friday to tune in or send in some comments. In the meantime, don't forget to follow us on social media. Share your thoughts. Remember us. We're here to give you unfiltered, uncensored opinions. We hope you come back soon. See you on Monday.